Did you hear that?
What was that? Hear what?
Stan, I heard someone say hello.
Yeah, there's a lot of fish here. Anybody, literally anybody could have just said hello.
There.
Where am I looking?
There.
Oh.
Hi, I'm Dory.
Yeah, well, where are your parents?
Hi, I've lost my family.
Where did you see them last?
I forgot.
I was looking for something and Okay, totally get it. Date night. I suffer from short-term memory loss. It runs in my family. At least I think it does. Where are they?
Dory, there you are!
Guys!
Look out!
Oh, look at this.
Our friend got taken into whatever this place is.
It's a fish hospital.
I feel fantastic!
Dude. Name's Hank.
I have to find my family.
That's a hard one, kid.
Well, I guess you're stuck here.
You're not helping, Bill.
I lost my family.
That is so sad. You weren't not a great swimmer.
Our friend is in there, lost, alone.
Bailey, you've got to use your echolocation.
Ooh, I feel stupid.
Poor baby. Let me get that for you.
Woo! Mom! Dad!
She should just pick two and let's go.
Dad.
What? I'm kidding. I get the feeling they're shushing us for a reason.
Like something with one big eye, tentacles, and a snappy thing.
Well, that's very specific, but something like that.
Somewhere out there is my family. I can't find them on my own.
Hang on, Dory!
Surf's up, dude!
I don't want to be touched. Sorry.
That's okay. Everybody does it. Nothing to be ashamed of.
I trust Becky.
You trust Becky. Becky's eating a cup.
Just keep swimming. Mom! Dad!
Does this mean we have to say goodbye to Dory?
I don't know why I thought I could do this.
Dory, you are about to find your parents. And when you do that, you'll be
Home.
sea lions. They are natural predators. They could pounce at any moment.
Mate, don't you worry.
Oh, get off the rock! Get off! You know it!
Don't you worry about a thing.
Hello, everybody.
Hello.
Hello, Ed. Welcome. I hope you guys are all Finding Nemo fans, right? Everybody?
Pokai. A few years back.
Your buddy?
My uncle.
So, Ed, tell me, were you a Nemo fan before signing on to this project?
I hadn't seen the movie. And then I've since recently seen it.
And what'd you think?
Oh, I thought it was great.
Who was your favorite character when you watched it?
Oh, geez, I don't know. It's hard to say. Dory?
So tell us about the process of becoming a part of Finding Dory, because with animated films, this takes an awfully long time to get made.
Well, I got a call from my manager saying they wanted me to play an octopus in the sequel to Nemo. And I said, okay, you send the script. We'll take a look at it. I said, there's no script. How about sides or something? No sides. I said, well, what is it? An octopus. I said, why would I sign on to a project I don't even know what it is? Pixar. So I said, okay. But for the longest time, I don't even know how long I was on it. A couple years, I think. But I thought it was a cameo. No one ever told me it was a featured role. I had to figure it out for myself.
You're like the star. You're like the second star of this movie.
So?
Guys, he's so great. I mean, not him, but his voice is very good.
Well, a lot of it is the animation is amazing. And the writing is good, our director, Andrew Stanton. And then, I did the best I could, and it turned out okay.
It's great. Tell me about the process of being in the sound booth. Are you alone in there for hours and hours?
You're alone, but you have a team that's around you when you do these sessions. The sessions are usually 2 to 4 hours, and so you have the director, the writers, couple producers, So they're helping you. You know, they're helping you along. But it's a lot of work. I mean, they're very nice people at Pixar. They're kind of like computer nerds. They're unlike this place. Like this place. But they're very passionate about animation. And so you get the idea pretty quick that even though they're nice to you, you're not getting out of there until they get what they want.
Yeah. And do they let you watch some sort of image while you're voicing, or?
Yeah, you usually get the day's work the day before in a little script, and then they were just rough drawings, like black and white drawings of almost like stick figures. And then when you go in, they review that, and then somebody will read Ellen DeGeneres' part. If there's other characters, they have people read them. And they go in a glass booth, and you're outside with a podium and the headphones and the microphone, and then you just start. And you don't hear them. You can't hear them unless they hit a button and talk to you, you know, through the headsets. So what happens is you might do a take that, you know, and in this case, the octopus there's a lot of anxiety and there's a lot of fear that they're going to get caught, and so they're constantly, you know, under pressure, and so there's a lot of energy being used up, and so one take might go, you know, 30 seconds, 40 seconds of all-out fear, and then you finish and you're like, and you look in the booth and they're going, that was great, Ed. You know, next take, maybe amp it up a bit more. Oh my God. And you're thinking, I got 3 more hours of this, you know. Yeah. So you kind of have to pace yourself. Like, I would imagine like a singer, you know, you can't really, and then you're also concerned with, you know, for lack of a better word, technical aspects of the performance, because you can't just yell the whole way. You know, it's got to be modulated. You got to kind of, I always worry about clarity and naturalness. And so, you know, you're always juggling that. You're trying to find the right line, you know. So, yeah.
And what did you think when you saw your character? Because I know they use some of your features, some of the actors' features within the character.
God.
Did you know that?
It's so depressing. I don't really have a mouth.
No, it's like below your...
It's below my, whatever that is. My eyes are blue,
yes.
So they use my eyes. And I don't really see a resemblance, but... what else did you ask me? Something else?
No, just how it felt to see, you know, you voiced this character for years or months or how long it was, and then when they finally showed you what he'd look like in the movie, were you surprised?
Well, when I actually saw the full animated work, I was like, whoa. You know, it was amazing. I think it's probably their most ambitious character that Pixar ever did. And I get to voice him, so that was lucky.
Well, because the thing about Hank is he can camouflage. So I know that you and Andrew Stanton were actually in a video where it's we learned that Hank has actually been in every single Pixar movie ever made.
This is another thing I don't understand. You know, it's like I don't really know. See, I'm just new to the Pixar community, family. So I got invited into it late. So when they talk about these things, and it was a bit we did, yeah. I wasn't sure it was real.
I don't think it is.
No.
Yeah, but you guys are Pixar fans. You know how they put Easter eggs in movies, like the pizza. They
said that Hank is in every movie they've ever done, which is impossible, right?
They have him as like little objects in every single movie, and they're like, that was actually Hank.
I don't believe it.
So you've really been working with Pixar for years. You're not telling the truth.
Yeah. But I don't know how many of you ever Googled a mimic octopus. You can do that. It's quite easy. I mean, you bring it up in 10 seconds. It's amazing. I didn't realize they even existed. You know, I thought an octopus was just an octopus. But these guys shapeshift and change color and become, they look like other fish, like a coral snake or a lionfish or rock. 3 hearts, right?
Yeah, 3 hearts. Many lessons learned in Finding Dory, guys. You learn all about that. Thanks to Sigourney Weaver, who makes a nice little appearance in this movie as well. So get ready.
And this one speaks English.
So are you hoping that you'll have a Hank spin-off and your own Pixar movie?
I don't know if I want to do it again. You know, I don't know. Go through it. I thought for a while it was like Groundhog Day. You know, I kept going back, and I'm thinking, are they just rewriting this every time I go back? And I finally figured it out. You know, I said, this is not a cameo. First time ever.
You did some voice work for Wreck-It Ralph as well.
I did a small part in Wreck-It Ralph, and it was very similar. You know, it was sessions. Yeah. And then I did Kick Buttowski a couple of times, which was a television series, animated. And then I did Family Guy once. But that was the extent of my animation.
So are you kind of over voice work, or you like it?
No, I really like it. You know, you don't have to wear makeup. You can go in shorts and T-shirt. You don't, you know what I mean? It's actually fun. I'm kind of good at it. And I mean, I'm not saying that in a bragging way. I mean, it's just it's fun for me to do it. I like to do it. So I should probably do some more.
Yeah, it's really good. And your co-star on Modern Family, Ty Burrell, is also in this movie.
Oh my God!
Did you guys go on set and talk about how voice work is hell?
No, we didn't even know we were in it together. See, Pixar is very secretive. And when you work on a show like Modern Family, for example, when you go into hair and makeup in the morning for a day's work, if I'm sitting next to Ty Burrell, I'm not going to say to Ty, hey, guess what I'm doing? Because of the fear that he's not doing anything, you know, or that he would feel the same about me. So we don't tell people on the show what we're doing. We wait, it comes out in the press, they know it, but you know, it's bad taste, bad form. So I think one day someone said, you know, Ty Burrell is in Dory. I said, what? That's how I found out.
And did you run up to him right away and said, we're in the same movie?
Not right away. I just thought, oh, that's nice, you know. He's very funny in the movie.
He's good. Was there anybody that you were starstruck to find out they were in the movie? I know Idris Elba and Dominic West and Kate McKinnon and Bill Hader. It's pretty crazy.
Yeah, well, Albert Brooks, you know, I was a huge fan of Albert Brooks, and also Diane Keaton, of course, and Eugene Levy, a big fan. You know, I watched all those Waiting for Guffman and all those wonderful movies that I was dying to be in, could never get in that club. And no, it's a wonderful cast.
What about Ellen? Did you guys form a little friendship?
Ellen and I get along great, and we're completely opposites. I'll give you an example. Last week, they paired us up for the whole day, interviews. You know, you sit, filmed interviews. One comes in, then the next one, then the next one. There may be 30, 40 people. And she was saying how everything happens for a reason. I know a lot of people believe this. Everything happens for a reason. I think everything is random. There is no reason in my worldview. So we're polar opposites in that way, but you know, we get along great.
And you were on her show recently, and she's the first one to bring up this like crazy Britney Spears story that's going absolutely viral.
I made the mistake.
So you might be starstruck, but you don't know who Britney Spears is.
I made the mistake of telling her this story.
It's everywhere, Ed.
And then she said, well, that's impossible. And I said, oh, I have the picture in my cell phone. So I showed it to her. She said, oh my God, we have to do this and now it's viral, right? Like the picture went viral.
I'm sure everyone here has seen the picture of Ed and Britney Spears.
Have you? Have you seen it?
If you haven't, Ed, would you like to do a little remake of this picture with Britney Spears?
I was at LAX First Class Lounge. I was going to Hawaii by myself, waiting to board, and they said, your plane's boarding. And I had this Modern Family stocking cap, and I grabbed it, because it was actually chilly that morning. And I saw this woman approaching, and I thought, oh my God, she wants a picture. I gotta go. So I flopped the hat on my head, and she stops and says, it's early in the morning. Could I have a picture? I love Modern Family. You're my favorite character. I thought, I'm the only one here. But I said, yeah, sure, I got to catch a flight, though. She said, oh, how'd you be? I said, here, sit on the arm of the chair. So she sits there. I do that. I don't even smile. And she said, thank you so much. It was so nice. And I said, look, have a great trip wherever you're going. I'll see you. And I left. So the next day, my manager emails me this photo. She goes, what is this? It's 53,000 likes. It's Britney Spears.
You're like, I met Britney Spears.
And my 16-year-old daughter, when she found out, she said, you are a moron. I said, I know.
Well, after all this, you and Britney definitely have to get dinner or something together.
I actually called her manager and my manager, luckily enough, are friends. So I got the number and I called, and she was out of town somewhere. Anyway, I tried to make up for it, to the man. I said, please tell her that, blah, blah, blah. So I haven't heard from her, but I probably will now.
And how does it feel for someone like Britney Spears, and everyone, I'm sure, is a huge fan of Modern Family? How many seasons is it now?
Thank you. I like it too. I really do. I mean, I really think, and for many reasons, we have the best writers, as good as anybody in the business, and great showrunners, two guys that created the show. So it's just been a great job. We're starting our 8th year, August 1st.
So you've been Sofia Vergara's husband for 8 years? How does that feel?
I thought, well, this makes perfect sense, when they told me who my wife was going to be. I was worried about that aspect, to be honest with you. I thought, I don't know if anyone's going to buy this. But she was so good about it. She'd do interviews and she'd say, oh, I think Eddie's so sexy. Now, that's kind. But you see who she dates and who she married. I don't think I'm her type at this point in time.
You were at that wedding, right?
Oh, I was at the wedding. It was 3 days. 3-day wedding.
Oh, my God.
Last day.
Tell us everything.
The last day they had a brunch at the pool, and they had IVs set up for people. Vitamin B12 IVs. Colombians, they're all plugged in. I was like, what? You want an IV? No. What is it, heroin? Is it, No, it's vitamins. I said, Jesus, God.
It's a long 3 days.
But they party hard. Pitbull was there, and Channing Tatum, what's his name?
Channing Tatum.
I mean, I like him. I'm not bad with names. But by the way, he can dance, that son of a bitch. And they did that Magic Mike strip for Sophia. It was all very nice.
Yeah. And Emmys are coming up, and it's now Emmy season. Are you looking for a nomination? You looking for some more wins for Modern Family?
For me, Emmys are hard to win. Honest to God, I could not care less about it. And I'll tell you the truth. First of all, Best Supporting Actor in an ensemble makes no sense, because there's nobody to support. There's no star. No, I shouldn't say this because
you want that nomination.
No. I mean, the reason I shouldn't say it is because Ty has won twice, Eric has won twice, Julie has won twice, right? Jesse never won with that.
No, but I think he was nominated, right? And Sophia
we
was
were
nominated.
all nominated, but and Sophia was nominated. But I don't care about that stuff. I mean, I think the one for me that I liked and enjoyed was Best Comedy.
Yeah.
And we won 5 in a row, which has only been done once in the history of television, which was Frasier. Wow. Which is a great show. And our co-creator for Modern Family is Christopher Lloyd, whose father, David Lloyd, created Frasier. Christopher wrote on Frasier. So Christopher has 10 Emmys for Best Comedy, and he gives no interviews. He gave one, and there were 10 on the shelf in his study. And the guy said, and we were up for the 6th, which we did not win. And the guy said, "You don't have any more room on the shelf for another one." He said, "Isn't that awful?"
Aw. Poor him.
But I'll tell you the truth. When we did not win the 6th, and this is a champagne problem, we were all kind of relieved because nobody wanted us to win. You could feel it. It was like, come on already. You've won enough, which is true. I mean, how many can you win and it means something? It doesn't mean anything after a while.
But then you all ran back to set, and they were like, "Let's go, guys. We got to win another Emmy."
No. Here was the funny part about it. When we lost, where that takes place, in the auditorium or whatever it's called, the show ends right after that, because that's like one of the last awards given of the evening. And so the show ends, and we all looked at each other, and we said, "How do we get out?" Because we never left that way.
So spoiled.
And we are so totally spoiled, but it was funny anyway.
But before I go to the audience Q&A, I have to ask you, too, about Married with Children, of course, because that's another amazing family sitcom. Now tell us, is there still hope for another reunion, maybe a movie version, updated, so we could see what the Bundys are up to?
I don't think so. I think we're finished, but...
Guys, he just killed our dreams.
Yeah, there was a rumor, David Faustino pitched an idea to Sony about Bud moving back in the old house and being divorced, and his ex-wife moves in too with his best friend, and they're struggling. And then Alan Pager in Vegas, we won the lottery, and that was the idea. But I think they hit some legal problems. Some people who have to sign off on it wouldn't, so I don't think that's going to happen. And Katie and I would only have been able to do one or two a year because we're contracted, or she was, now I certainly am, but it doesn't look like that's going to happen. But you never know.
Oh. But you guys are all still close, right? You and the cast?
Oh, yeah. I mean, we ran 11 years.
11 years, guys. That's pretty nuts. I'm sure everyone still loves the Bundys. Hey, you've been doing pretty well for yourself. 11 seasons, 8 seasons, Finding Dory.
Luck.
Right. Ellen would say otherwise, but
That's right. Ellen might have another version of that. But no, you got to be lucky. We all work hard. I mean, every actor I know works hard. And a lot of actors that I know that work very hard and are very good don't get the breaks, or they get bad breaks. These things happen. And so if none of us deserve great careers or wonderful careers. None of us. You get a good career going, and especially I've been lucky to work so long. And at this stage of my career, then to really fall into Finding Dory. You got to say you're fortunate,
I agree. But I'm going to open it up to these guys because I'm sure you guys have tons of questions. So let's hear some.
Okay, so what I'm curious about is being at this point in your career, and you talk a lot about the writers, how much leeway do the writers give you to go off and skew on your own?
That's a good question. I'll tell you why. Because a lot of people think we ad-lib a lot on the show because of the way it sounds. But the writers, most of that stuff is scripted. The vast majority of our dialogue within the show is scripted. Now, do we improvise? We do, sometimes, and very little of it gets in the show. But I know, like, for example, I ad-libbed one thing it was in the white show, you know, the white portrait, where everybody was wearing white for the family portrait. And I was the first one ready, and I was sitting at the bar drinking a glass of red wine. Julie was saying, "Dad, really, red wine? You're in white," you know. And then Ty comes down the stairs, and he's got skin-tight white jeans. That's all he could find that was white, and some ridiculous shirt. And she said, "You look like Danny Terrio from Dance Fever." Now, this is an obscure reference. This was a show that aired years ago. It was a dance show. He danced. He was a choreographer. So I said, "Hey, that's good. Okay, do it again and put the camera on me after you say Danny Terrio." And, or no, Dance Fever. She didn't say, I fucked it up, but she said, Dance, she said, "Well, you look like that guy from Dance Fever." That's her line. So they put the camera on me, and I've got the wine. Now, I'm just, I'm not looking at anybody. I'm just looking at the wine. I'm, you know, remembering. And I said, "Danny Terrio, Cleveland, Ohio." They liked it. It meant nothing. It was just a memory, you know, but they put that in. So there's stuff like that. Long way around, but that's the answer.
Did you ever base any of your characters from people you work with at the library or on Gypsy Lane?
Where are you from? Oh, my God. Ruthie. I grew up with her family, the Renners.
My parents better than anyone.
That's right. Bob.
Mother and dad.
Of course, Ruthie and Bob. I can't repeat the story I usually associate with your father. My God, how are you? Good to see you.
This is a nice little reunion. How touching.
I mean, I wasn't even paying attention, you know. Okay, I don't know what to say. I can't believe it.
We have time for one more.
Hey, Ed, thanks for being here. Did you visit any aquariums to help prepare for your role in this movie?
I don't like aquariums.
You sound like Hank.
No. You know, you really don't. I don't research anyway, anything. I mean, unless it's something that will show on the camera. Like if you're a cop, you should know how to handcuff a guy. Or you should know how to hold a gun. You know, that kind of thing. But the other stuff, I think it's a waste of time.
So you didn't like wear an octopus suit and go around your...
Well, most octopuses don't speak English, for starters.
Oh, man.
That we know of.
Well, everybody, if you love Finding Nemo, you're going to love Finding Dory. It's really, really good. I loved it so much. Thank you for being here, Ed. This has been great.